Hey everyone, I'm T West and welcome to a game between the Resident here in the red playing as the Teutons and Donovan in the blue as the Aztecs. This is a map on this is on the arena map, and both of these players, I don't know too much about them, but they are 1900 to 2K on Rubly, so this should prove to be a pretty good game. So we'll speed things up to the Dark Age as we take a look at these maps. So Donovan, his main gold kind of forward. One of his other golds is also pretty far forward. Both of his stones are also kind of forward. This one not too close to the wall though. But in the back of his map, he is really nice having both of the extra piles of 3 golds in the back, and also one of his secondary golds in the back. So pretty safe. If he gets raided, he doesn't even need to delete this wall. He can just build some stuff back here and be safe. And then on the other hand, we have the Resident, as we have a bit of a scout fight there. In the Dark Age, the Eagle wins, but the scout can run away. But we see the Resident deleting his back walls as he has a gold in the back and a stone in the back, so that'll be very nice for him. Back here is nothing but a couple wolves, but his main gold pretty close to the wall and pretty short rush distance too. That might get harassed. Stone also pretty far forward, but not too bad. And his other gold out here on the side. It's not good that it's outside the walls, but it's on the opposite side of the map, not too close to Donovan. Meanwhile, the relics, one of them right here between the players, another one closer to Donovan, this one off to the side, a bit closer to Donovan, and these two here out on this side of the map. And the Resident, let's see his scouting. He has found his boar there. That's pretty far away. Looks like he has done loom to hunt that boar. And he's going to be taking that one first as opposed to the closer one. That's interesting. Now just picking up the rest of his sheep. Has his deer outside, pretty far away, but he could delete a piece of wall to lure them in. Meanwhile, if we look over at Donovan, just now bringing in his second boar, building some more houses, sending some villas to berries, chopping some wood, all the standard arena stuff. This villager could be chopping this tree instead, but not the biggest change. And looks like that deer is going to be annoying and run back. He has 2 deer inside of his wall, but the other 2 are outside. And he does right now have a 1-vill lead because the Resident did indeed do loom to take in that boar that was far away. Aztecs, of course, start with loom for free, so the villagers have 40 HP by default. Now sending some more villas to wood, only on 1 lumber camp right now. We'll see if he decides to go for more. That deer is a bit far away from the town center, but still we'll try to push in more of them. Deer can be kind of tricky when you get close to the wall, but you got to try to get the scout between the wall and the deer to start pushing it in. And the Resident now, he's going to start taking stone. That's interesting because he's the Teutons, and he's going up to the feudal age on 23 population. That's 22 vills and a scout. So we might be seeing, and he's putting up a barracks looking to get aggressive. So with this really close distance between the players, we might be seeing a tower hop here. That will be interesting. Sending more villagers to stone, so it looks like that is indeed what we will be seeing. So if you see a corner like this, and you build a tower, then when you garrison units inside of the tower, and you set the gather point over in the other side of the wall, the units can hop out right here in this little gap. And we'll see if Donovan notices that. Put this on normal speed once we reach feudal, and there we go, the villages gonna start building a tower, it looks like, and he has enough, he has enough stone to build several towers. He'll probably look to build a tower and then come in and put down an archery range, and we'll see if Donovan, let's look at where his scout is. He's still trying to lure in these deer. He might be paying attention to these deer, and that could be dangerous because he might not notice this tower going up because he hasn't reacted to it yet. And it still looks like he's looking to click up to the castle age, building a market and a blacksmith. And that can be really dangerous if he doesn't realize the fast feudal time from the Resident indicates a tower rush. Now, this tower really won't pressure anything, but it's in the range of this tower. Sometimes you have to garrison the villagers a few times to get them to work out and go to the other side. But now looks like Donovan clicking up to the castle age, and that can be dangerous because he's not going to have any military units to defend this. He hasn't started walling off, and he has all of these resources really far forward. And if we look at his point of view, he might not even have noticed this if he's not looking at the mini-map, as there's already some red there because the gates were so close. But yeah, now in this fog of war area, another tower gonna come up as Donovan just inches his way forward. Looks like he went to the bathroom and came back, so maybe he'll notice this now. But I don't know, maybe if we go to his view lock, we can see now he'll know that it's there because he's being attacked. So now he's definitely noticed it by now. But now archery range coming up, and we could see another tower on the gold. We could see some walls come up. He could completely just lame the gold and wall it in. He could also put up a mining camp and start taking the gold himself. And Donovan hasn't reacted to this at all yet, which is not a very good decision. He doesn't have any walls. Doesn't have any defensive towers of his own. He hasn't taken any stone, and now he's completely off of gold. So he doesn't have any resources to defend this. And if we look at the resident, he'll probably start queuing up some units from the archery range, now putting down another tower right on top of the gold. Probably not quite in range of this tower, but he is the Teutons, and Teutons, of course, can garrison 10 units in their watchtowers as opposed to the normal 5 units. So if you do get into a tower versus tower fight, the Teutons should win because the towers will be able to fire more arrows. And villager gonna get underneath the tower so it doesn't go down. And unfortunately, this tower is not in range of this one, so that one might go down to villagers. Since it has the tower behind it, Donovan, or the resident, can't just ungarrison the tower and fight the villas at the bottom of it since this tower is in range. But he is going to put up another tower, this one in range of this tower, and that will be able to protect it from a villager rush like we just saw there. Now, Siege Workshop coming up from Donovan. Looks like he might try to go for either a mangonel or some rams to push them back. But of course, the Teutons being able to put so many villagers, and even now some archers coming out, can even put archers into the tower as well. That can do a pretty good job of taking out mangonels really quickly. Of course, towers have 8 range, and mangonels have 7 range. Now, Monastery also coming up for the Aztecs. Monks can convert towers, but it's difficult because you need to run the monks underneath them. And if they do get murder holes, which I believe the Teutons get for free, let's see, yep, murder holes for free. So it's going to be really difficult to convert Teuton towers if that's what he tries to go for. For archers coming out, he's putting the archers in the tower because both villagers and ranged units make towers fire more arrows. So it looks like he has been doing some upgrades at the blacksmith, just now doing his eco upgrades. Still in the feudal age though, and nowhere near clicking up to castle. So he's going to keep trying to push in with these towers. Meanwhile, Donovan's come back here. He knows that he has this gold in the back. He has scouted that. He has scouted where all the relics are. But he doesn't have any units to defend this now. Doesn't have the gold to afford making stuff from the siege workshops. He's either going to have to sell resources or wait for these only 2 villagers on gold to mine it. And he can't even put up another town center to make more villagers and increase his eco because he already spent the turn making that defensive tower. And nothing coming out from the siege workshop yet. Doing wheelbarrow, putting more farms behind this town center. See, does he know what's up here? No, but there's nothing there anyway. Now building more houses. Was there housed briefly, and he is actually behind in villages. Of course, he did spend town center time going up to the castle age, so that will give him the advantage until the resident himself decides to click up. So another town center now coming down on this wood line. I don't know about that placement. It's not on a wood line, not next to anything. Might have been better just to move more villagers back here and build it where it's going to be really safe. But the resident, meanwhile, he's mining some gold. Still creating more archers to put into that tower. Has a bunch of archers and a villager. Maybe he doesn't notice that villager there, but he will if he presses the idle villager button. Unfortunately, hasn't scouted too far into the base of Donovan. Let's see. Looks like he doesn't have his scout cavalry anymore. But all the archers inside the tower, mining camp's gonna go down. But his food count's starting to get higher. Maybe he'll look to click up soon. Should probably come over here and see that there's only a palisade wall. Could get some archers back here. Then come around this side of the middle. Get around the back of the base. That town center will protect the wood line though. So for now, with a town center and a tower, Donovan is safe. But he's been hurt by this. He does have 2 town centers, but he's still down in villagers. Just now has 1 mangonel, but with all those units inside the tower, that mangonel is going to go down pretty quickly. Now, okay, sending more villagers over here. It looks like he's going to try to collect up that gold. He's going to need quite a few mangonels to be able to push into a tower that has that many villagers in it. And now another tower going up. So what's that going to do? That's going to give the resident 2 towers, and with 2 towers being able to fire at a mangonel, now the mangonel going back, being attacked by 1 tower, and see how quickly that goes down? The resident trying to build the tower from this side, the mangonel needs to inch forward to hit the villagers. Tower now needs to target the repairing villager, as it should be in range. Now villager's gonna repair the tower from behind. We'll see if any villagers go down. Oh, looks like the scout did get converted. But that tower has taken some damage, but it is gonna go up. And with 2 towers there, it's gonna take a large number of mangonels to be able to push in. And tower, there we go. It's up now. 2 towers going to be firing at that mangonel. Needs to make sure he selects them so that they target the right stuff. But villager repairing will keep it up. Should probably try to get this tower to target the repairing villager. But this tower now has 9 archers inside of it. And mangonel going to be repaired and stay up as that villager is going to repair it. But now that villager goes down, so we will see... Yeah, he had 2 repairing villagers. That villager able to repair from a tile away because the other villager and the tower were in front of it. But now the mangonel is going to go down, but it does take out the tower, but it's going to get too far ahead of the villager and go down. Now that scout also going to go down to the tower. Nope. No ballistics yet, but it's going to try to attack the house. Maybe a misclick there. Now all those archers, that mangonel gonna come forward without a repairing villager. That villager needs to go and repair it. And mangonel has to pull back. And the repairs will start to come in, but that villager is injured. Mangonel gonna fire at the house. But there's so many archers inside of that tower. Donovan now on 2 town centers is starting to pull ahead in villagers. Has been able to invest inside that gold mine. Put up a few more farms. So he is safe for now, but the resident is up to the castle age, and one of the repairing villagers is down. Will that villager go down? Looks like it'll go down. Relics coming in for Donovan. Let's take a look. He will have 4 of the relics, and has scouted that one, but it will be kind of tough for him to take it with all those towers in the way. But is getting lots of idle time and dead villagers. It looks like there are 3 bodies there, so 3 dead villagers from repairing that mangonel. That villager looks like it's going to go down soon. Monks could maybe try to heal the villagers, though. That would be interesting if the tower attacks the mangonel and then tries to attack the villagers, with the monks heal the villagers while the villagers repair the mangonel. But we see here just how powerful these watchtowers are when they can garrison 10 units inside of them and fight off mangonel. And Bodkin Arrow coming in now for the resident. He's up to the castle age, and let's take a look at what he's doing with his eco. Still on 1 town center. Bosa coming in, putting up a 2nd town center right now between the wood and the gold. That's a great location for a town center. Bosa coming in, housed for a bit, but he'll probably look to resolve that. That'll go away once the TC goes up. And now he has a ton of archers here. That mangonel did finally go down. Looks like he has 15 archers between those 2 towers. Could do the crossbowman upgrade. And now here he's coming forward with a castle. Gonna completely deny these resources. And that castle looks like it's gonna go up, especially with these 2 towers behind it. Nothing that can really deny it. And Donovan should probably look to build maybe another house, or even commit to stone walling behind this, because this is just a flimsy palisade. It's not going to hold for long. Walling in towards his town center, but there's a really weak point in this wall where he doesn't have any units to protect, or not even town center fire to stop archers from going in. Doing the gold mining upgrade, and putting up a 3rd TC in the back. He is up by 15 villages, so he will have the eco advantage. But now knights coming in from the resident. He had put up a stable, and that battering ram not going to last long against 2 towers and 4 knights. Probably wasn't a good decision just to release 1 battering ram next to the siege workshop. And this castle will be able to pressure down the siege workshop and probably even get some hits on the town center. Or just attack a house and open a hole in the wall for all of these knights and crossbow to run through. Now, Siege Workshop coming up. Donovan has moved over to this stone. Maybe it would have been good for the resident to have scouted a bit more, either bringing a villager or one of his archers over there just to get the scouting and know that there was some stone there. Could have even tried to put up a tower on the stone or even on the wood line. A tower on the wood line would have been pretty devastating. But now gonna come in through this palisade wall, and he's gonna walk right through. Is there a gap? Looks like he might be able to go around the mill, between the mill and the blacksmith. Yep. Some villager's gonna path around that side, but doesn't have enough monks here to defend. Donovan's gonna have to move his eco back. That mangonel should be safe from the knights because the monks can convert the knights. But yeah, this stone wall, sometimes on Arena you don't want to delete your stone walls so that you can do stuff like this where you can come back and be safe. But these villagers are idle. They need to be taxed to that gold. And could we get a nice mangonel shot here? Looks like the crossbows are on the open formation, so not going to take too much damage. But Ram coming in. Imperial Age now coming in for Donovan. Gonna click up on 3 TCs. Maybe, let's see. Resident has stone for another castle. No. Yeah, Donovan needs some way to remove this castle from his base. He is taking a lot of stone now, so maybe he... Yep, looks like he will try to get up a castle of his own and get out some trebuchet. Over here, that's a dangerous location if the resident notices that it's going up. Yeah, he will see the castle there, and he's going to build his own castle as well. So... And he's going to bring the expo over. Donovan could lose a lot of vills trying to get this castle up. The resident should probably delete that house to let the pathing work a bit better. But now the knight's gonna run through. It looks like Donovan was focusing on the castle and wasn't quite able to micro the monks to convert the knights while they were running through. And now all this army over here is gonna deny that castle, and that's a huge loss. He's gotten that so far up over halfway, and he doesn't have the stone to build another one, even if he deletes it. And now that's all of his stone gone. And this tower looks like it could go down pretty soon. Castle looks like it's going to focus the Siege Workshop. And now the resident himself is up to the Imperial Age. He also has the villager lead, even after Donovan had spent all that time going up. So let's take a look at this eco. Still on 2 town centers. Has a couple idle villagers while he is fighting. But he's going to go up, get some more upgrades on his army, and now knights moving at the speed of the ram as the mangonel gets a few shots. And now, is he coming? Where's that villager going? Looks like that villager is mining gold and just took a really long walk due to some bad pathing. But now mangonel's gonna go down to the knights. It's sloppy. He needs the monks up to defend the knights. Get some converts on them. Another monk coming out. He does have 4 relics though. And he does have a castle up defensively in the back. He is going to get out some trebuchet, but there's 2 castles here for the resident. Once he hits imp, he's going to be able to outproduce Donovan in trebuchet and take down this castle. And the market's going to go down as well, and that's Donovan's only market. More villages now on this wood line. That's a pretty long walk for them to get to that lumber camp. But the trebuchet gonna come out. First treb out for Donovan. He's gonna come out with a second. Villagers are gonna need to repair that castle. Keep it up long enough to produce trebuchet. Block printing now coming in. It's a good upgrade for the monks because he does have quite a few monks. Will help them against all these crossbowmen. Unfortunately, monks need to be adjacent to rams and trebuchet to convert them, and since the trebuchet will be under the castle, monks won't be able to do anything about that. Scale mail armor coming in, has a few blacksmith in the back, starting to get out eagle warriors. Oh, now we see a large number of petards coming out from the resident. All the petards going in towards this castle, gonna try to take it down. Monk's gonna try to convert the petards, but gonna get one, not enough though, and the castle goes down to petards. And now This base is wide open. These expos, the only thing there is a town center without many villagers, and the petard even gets a hit on the trebuchet. This castle, though, looks like it might go down. But big play there from the resident, taking out that castle without even needing his own trebs, just massing up those petards. And now maybe Donovan could have noticed the flags on the castles and realized that there probably weren't Teutonic Knights inside of there, since they're not the greatest unit, and maybe just built a wall in front of the castle there. I don't know if that castle would have been able to hit it, but all those petards taking out the castle. Trebuchets do manage to take down the castle, though. Resident didn't have enough villagers repairing. Has also moved out to put another TC on this gold, as Donovan is still building up down here. Also has a stone in the back. Didn't notice that before, but 2 golds and a stone. So Donovan had a really, really nice map to defend, but all this early pressure still affecting him. And Donovan had built a house here to defend against that wall, and the resident was able to get into the base through that house now. So can move units freely between the inside and the outside, doesn't need to keep hopping through the tower anymore. Now trebuchet fight going on, town center might go down. The monastery has gone down, so Donovan has lost all of his relics. And now it looks like he's going to try to keep massing up some eagles. He has a lot of resources that he's not spending, but does have a blacksmith. He really needs to mass up enough army to deal with this. The eagles will be good. They are elite eagles. Will be good at pushing out against the expo, and since they're only knights now, the elite eagles can take a fight with them. But yeah, Donovan has a lot of resources that he's just not spending right now when he can build them, when he can keep building eagles. Is getting pushed back, though. Doesn't have enough eagles to attack the trebuchet. This is nice, though. Built another monastery to pick up some relics, but that monastery still is in range of the trebuchet. Might have been better off building it here, or even back here behind the wall. Had enough monks to pick up the relics quickly. Now the trebs are just going to take out the monastery again, and trebs will take out a monastery pretty quickly. What's going on here? Another barracks, and now he's committing to eagles. He's spent a lot of resources now creating eagles, but he was floating those resources for quite a long time, and does have another market in the back. Did have to rebuild that since he lost his forward market. Can sell wood if he needs more gold. But now this monastery also going to get taken out. That town center has the petards still in it after it was converted. And the guy decided to suicide his life, and then the monks still convinced him that he should turn sides and be a suicider for the other side. That's one convincing monks. Don't doubt the Aztec monks. But now all the map control in favor of the resident. Looks like he could go and take that relic, but I guess he isn't that interested in it. Doesn't even have a monastery. Donovan does, though, have all the extra resources, so this map control isn't that advantageous because he doesn't have the resources other than being able to deny these forward resources from Donovan. Now, having all these forward golds, that they're now in possession of the resident, so he'll be able to take all these resources without much harassment. Cavalier, doing the upgrades on them, gonna go into cavalry to fight the eagles because the archers aren't going to be very effective with all the pierce armor, the 8 pierce armor of the eagles. And now more eagles coming out. The resident does have a substantial villager lead, so he does have a much stronger economy. Siege workshop coming up. Maybe Donovan's going to try to mass up units and then push in. But more stable coming up, forging coming in for the resident. He has lots of gold. He just needs the food for the paladin upgrade. Probably should look to build more stables here. Oh, but the eagle warriors, what are they going to do? Oh, they're going to run over here, make the cavalier go over there, and then come here. Crossbowmen will block them, though, so they're not going to be able to get to the trebs. That is 1,000 gold in trebuchet there, so that is quite an expensive army of trebuchet. If the resident loses that could hurt him quite a bit, but he does have a lot of gold stockpiled. Meanwhile, Donovan finally spending his resources, gotten all out of gold, has a lot of wood he could consider selling if he wants to keep making eagles. He if we look at the military count, he does have the larger military, but he is housed, and it's probably not enough to push him back. These heavy cavalry being enough to take a fight with the Eagles right now. But now, Eagles coming outside, cavalry have to come out here to follow them so that they don't destroy all this eco down here. But that leaves the Trebs vulnerable. If Donovan can create enough Eagles right now, he might be able to push out against them. So he sees the Cavalier here. Cavalier do see the Eagles. They will be tracking them across the map. Resident doesn't know what exactly Donovan is doing back here, but more Eagles is probably a safe assumption. Has now lost track of the Eagles, as the Eagles are now going back. Oh, this is some nice movement of the Eagles, and they're gonna come back, and no. He probably should have deleted some of these walls here just to let the Eagles come through and attack the Trebs, but it looks like he's gonna go around the long way and go through the gate, and that's gonna allow the Cavalier to hunt them down. And where are they going? No, they're gonna try to raid something. Oh, I thought he would have been able to come here and take out all 5 of those Trebs and all of that army. If he did that, he might have been able to turn stuff around, but he's just gonna come down here, see if there's something to raid. There isn't. And now the Cavalier are gonna be able to come up and get through that hole in the wall, and they're fast enough that they should be able to protect the Trebs. Resident should be moving his Trebs over to that side. Keep them safe, but the Eagles, they will get there. That's some sloppy movement of the Trebuchet, and taking out one of them. But now, with all the Cavalier here, the Eagles are gonna die. They're not gonna be able to take the Trebuchet out for free, but the Trebs will go down, and not much of an army behind. Looks like some pikemen coming out. They'll be effective at fighting the cavalry, but Aztecs, they don't get the halberdier upgrade. And that Trebuchet, 7 HP, gonna attack it, and then run out of that hole. So only one Trebuchet left for the Resident, but he is still in a pretty commanding position. The Aztecs do have quite a difficulty dealing with cavalry because they don't have the halberdier upgrade. Monks could be effective though, but it takes a lot of micro. And Donovan now, he's still down in villagers by quite a lot of villagers. He's reduced to this thin sliver of base. Wood could be harassed by all these Cavalier. And now more Trebuchet coming out, putting a town center on, taking Donovan's resources. The Resident has all of the resources on the map and looks to be in control. And we should probably see the GG coming in here soon. Doing the Paladin upgrade, doing the Chemistry upgrade. Just needs a way to deal with these monks, and he'll be able to push in. Maybe he'll wait for the Paladin upgrade, but that does take quite a long time. Has some crossbowmen here. Crossbowmen can do quite a bit of damage to pikemen, and not a huge, massive pikeman. Even the Cavalier could take a fight, but now the Monk's gonna try and get some conversions on the Cavalier. Cavalier needing to path around that house. Resident should probably delete those houses to improve the pathing, but Monk's not doing very well there. Pikemen gonna come in, but there's enough Cavalier there to take a fight against the pikemen, especially with even just these few crossbowmen behind. And there's the GG. So quite a well-played game by the Resident. Building a tower, going up to feudal quickly, building a tower, doing a tower hop, pushing in onto this gold, and then when the castle came up, didn't even wait for trebuchets, just went for a petard bust and took out the castle. He was far enough ahead at that point that he could have some fun taking that out. But yeah, very well played, very well executed on the tower hop. Donovan, I don't know if he didn't notice it soon enough, but when he clicked up to castle, he didn't have the resources to make any skirmishers or do anything really to stop it. So even though he did have a really nice map with the back resources, he lost 4 of his main resources, and that really hurt him throughout the game. So let's go take a look at the achievements. And we have military. Donovan did have the largest army, but just not powerful enough to attack the Resident. And look at that KD, 116 to 34. Had a few conversions in there, but killed a lot of buildings. Did have 7 conversions for Donovan. So the monks were kind of useful, but still the Resident managed to push through. Donovan did collect more wood. Gold was about even, but a lot more food and a lot more stone for the Resident. And Donovan had a pretty nice castle time, but, well, that that worked against him when he spent all those resources going to castle and he didn't have anything to defend against the tower rush. While the resident here, much slower, but taking the map control and really doing a lot of eco damage. Also having the villager high. 3,000 relic gold for Donovan, but still wasn't enough to overcome all the pressure that the resident applied to his economy. So one quick look at the timeline, we can see faster castle age, but slow buildup of military, those archers that were in the tower, more and more military, putting pressure on Donovan, and eventually it was just too much. Okay, so thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next game.